Have I got a great, exciting story for you today? It's all about how dreams come true and how if we are really walking into our dream, even the unthinkable, the unimaginable, the impossible can happen. This is a story about a normal person, just like you and me, who just because she had come up with a wonderful idea, got to meet the President of the United States. And then later on, she met the Queen of England. And this is amazing. But anyway, this is all about how, all right, I've told you before how God puts gifts in all of us when we are born, when we're created, that we all have gifts that are there to go, to lead us into our destiny. Well, this wonderful woman, this new friend that I made, her name's Ramona, and this is about the third time I've met her, but today we really had a chance to talk over lunch and get to know each other, and I was amazed. I asked her, as soon as I heard this story, I said, can I tell this? Because it is just so amazing. What happened to her was, she was a school teacher, a teacher to teach little children how to read. And she, just put her whole heart into it. And gradually, over the years, all the doors opened. And this is what happened when we find our niche, when we find out what we're created for and we go with it. And then when we combine that, our hard work, with God's anointing and prayer, then he ends up giving us great favor and opening up doors for us according to his will when we are in the flow of what he's got for us. And it says in the Bible that he will even put us in to meet people like kings and queens. It says that in the Bible. And this actually happened to my new friend Ramona. She actually was introduced to me by somebody who's very dear to my heart. He was the pastor that married Jose and me, and I've known him since I was 12, and he is the one who I've talked about in earlier videos that he prayed for me to meet other Christians when I didn't know any, and if you go back and see, and all the doors opened for me. Anyway, he was a great influence on my life. But getting back to Ramona. So she had come up with this idea to be able to place youth. This is after she had already gotten into the school system. She started by teaching little kids how to read, and then, gradually she became so that she was kind of in the an administrative part of community and working with youth. And she came up with this idea of placing a youth, sometimes even maybe a troubled youth, with an older person, for them to be able just to, teach each other and bring comfort and love to each other's lives. Well, what she was doing, and please forgive me, Ramona, if I say any details wrong, if I get it wrong, I'm sorry. I hope I do it right. But anyway, it's a fantastic story. Anyway, she was instrumental in making putting so many good things together that then when President Bush came to town, his son Jeb Bush had heard about what she was doing, I think, and she got honored by him for something. I think maybe this. Anyway, so then when President Bush came to town, the first Bush, and his administration wanted to know who they could honor, her name came up and her program. And so all of a sudden, one day out of the blue, she receives a phone call saying, get ready to meet President Bush. And so they asked her to pick out the ones that really would, out of all the people that she had put together, the youth with the older person, she was to pick out one representative. And so she picked out this young man who had dregs, I think, and everything. And he used to team with his older person to make up skits, and they had great sense of humor, and they were just great personalities. And this young man was very bold. And so she said to, she said to the young man, she said, be prepared to think of a really good question to ask him. I think I'm getting this right. And so he came up with, I forget. I'll skip that part. Anyway, finally the day came and they met, and she jokingly said to this young man, because she knew how bold he was, she said, if you get a chance, why don't you ask him if you can see Air Force One? And guess what? He did. And at first, so he asked President Bush if he could maybe see Air Force One, and President Bush said, yes, I think we could arrange that. Then President Bush, walks away and meets other people. So then it's time to leave, and the young man said to the Secret Service, President Bush, no, I was told that I could see Air Force One, and they said, what? You gotta be kidding. Who gave you that authority? And he said, the president. And so then they asked the president, and he actually had. That is boldness. And, we have to speak up sometimes. Anyway, so they all, including my friend Ramona, got to go on Air Force One and see all the nooks and crannies of Air Force One. And then they said, how is anybody going to believe this? And so they gave them a souvenir from Air Force One. They each got a little napkin, and then a picture was taken of them, and they got sent the picture. And so that's her meeting the president. And then later on, guess what? Queen Elizabeth came to town, and she was asked to herd all of the youth. They asked Queen Elizabeth to visit pretty much the poorest and the most, not ghetto, but the most difficult high school in town. And then she was asked to herd all the children, make sure that they were kept in order. And she actually got up close and personal with Queen Elizabeth. So this is just a little example of God makes our dreams come true. Just ask, ask him to bring you into everything that he has for you, and ask him, if you don't know what your giftings are and what your destiny is, start to ask him to reveal to you what is your destiny, because he has, I believe with all of my heart, God made you with a purpose, and he's got a wonderful plan for each person. The problem is, and the sad thing is, most people never ever find it, and that's why so many people are miserable. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it takes hard work too. It's a matter of getting into the flow of what God has for you, and asking him, and then being sensitive to his nudges, and continuing on like that. And I'm telling you, it's happened in my life and so many lives that I know. Don't miss your destiny. Ask him to reveal to you. Ask God. Just talk to him from your heart. Even if you don't know him, even if you've never met him, start to talk to God from your heart and ask him to reveal himself. Ask him to reveal what your destiny is. Ask him to if you're not on the right path, ask him to get you onto the path and to show you what you need to do to come into everything that he has for you, because I know that he has a wonderful plan for you. Okay, well, that's all today. Thank you, Ramona, for sharing with me. Bye.